Hi ladies, I figured I would put together this recipe and make these lemon pie cupcakes because we are not going to be together tomorrow night. And so this is kind of the ingredient list that I've got going for them. You could zoom down. You need shortening, lemon zest, lemon juice, oil and water, butter, flour, powdered sugar, vanilla, and eggs. I'm going with a box lemon cake so that I can make this a little bit easier for you. There is a lot of parts to this cupcake, so I thought the cake mix would make it a little bit easier. So to start, we're gonna make the little, and I'll also put the recipe in our group text so that everybody has the recipe and you guys can all make this tomorrow night for your family. So I'll start out with making the, it's kind of a little bit of a crust in the bottom of each cupcake. And so I'll start with 3/4 of a cup of butter. And you'll want to put that in with your powdered sugar and cream it. And let that go for a little bit so you can cream it. And make sure you scrape the sides pretty good so you can get all that powdered sugar out off of the bottom. You don't want just a big chunk of powdered sugar. Then I'll add my vanilla. And turn it on pretty high so that you can cream it. And once that's creamed, then I'll add the flour. Don't forget to keep scraping it so that it all mixes up really well. And pretty soon it'll all kind of come together in a dough. And as soon as that happens, then we'll take it out and press it into the muffin tins. Okay, so this is what it'll look like after it's done mixing. It should only take a couple of minutes to mix. And then you want to take just little spoonfuls and put it in each cup until you're all out of dough. And if you have a little bit left over, then you add some more to each cup. It should make 24 muffin or cupcakes.
Go.
Okay, I'm just getting the last of it kind of split up and make sure each one of them has about the same amount. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that you have a nice little crust on the bottom. And then after it's all done, you just press it all down into the bottom. You don't want it to go up the sides, you just want it all in the bottom. Okay, so after they're all pressed down nicely into the bottom of the muffin tin, you want to take your bowl. You don't have to wash it or anything. Just put it back on there and we will make our cupcakes to go on top. Oh, and also I forgot to mention that you need to set your oven to 350. So whatever cake mix that you buy, you want to make sure that you follow the recipe on the back. This one calls for half a cup of vegetable oil, a cup of water, and 3 eggs. So I've already got the oil and the water measured out in this. So we'll start that without getting it all over the place. And then we put in our eggs. And again, make sure that you scrape the bottom so you don't have a bunch of cake mix on the bottom. And then we'll put this all in the muffin tins and bake it. Okay, so let's get this all in the muffin tins, and you want to fill this about 3/4 of the way full. And it should fill 24. Okay, so once they're all filled, then you want to stick them in the oven and set it for, I'm not very good at this part. I don't really read the recipes on these. So I will usually start with 15 minutes. And for cupcakes, that usually works pretty well. So if you want to go off the cake mix box, that'll work too. And then once that goes off, then I'll check it with a toothpick, and if it's ready, then I'll take it out. Okay, so these did take the 15 minutes to bake, and then they probably took about 30 minutes to cool, and you need to make sure that they're cooled before you frost them. So I started with a half a cup of butter, and then you put the shortening in there. It's about a 1/4 cup of shortening. But like I said before, I'll make sure that I'll put the recipe in our group text so that you know exactly what to put in there. And then you'll want to cream those together and add the vanilla. So this is the frosting that's going to go on the top of these, and then there's going to be a lemon glaze that goes over the top of the frosting. Okay, once you've got that cream, then you want to scrape it away from the walls and add a 1/4 cup of this lemon juice. And it's a teaspoon of lemon zest. Make sure that's mixed really well before we add the powdered sugar. And we'll scrape it down again. There'll still be some liquid down in the bottom. Kind of add the powdered sugar a little bit at a time so you don't end up with powdered sugar everywhere. Get in there. So it'll start to come together. And I'll add the rest of the powdered sugar. It should start to look like frosting. And you want to scrape it down one last time. Try to turn it on pretty high so that you make sure that all the powdered sugar is incorporated in there, otherwise you'll get big chunks of powdered sugar. Okay. Now I will frost all the cupcakes. You can frost these however you want to. If you don't have a bag and a tip, you can just frost them with a butter knife and put them on. I like to go from the outside in. Okay, so after they're all frosted, then I've got about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar in this bowl, and I'm just gonna add about 1/4 cup, maybe a little less than that. Try to add a little bit less just in case it gets too runny. You can always add more, but you can't take the liquid out, so. And at first it'll look like it's not gonna be enough liquid, but it gets there. a little seed. Guess it didn't do very well at straining. Okay, and then I'll usually add a drop of yellow food coloring, or 2 drops. And then it makes it look lemony. Okay, and there's your lemon glaze. Should be about that consistency. And then you'll take it and just put some, just drizzle it on the cupcake. You get a lot of lemon flavor from this. Okay, so that's it. That's all you have to do. So hopefully you guys enjoy making these. If you want to, you can always send me a picture of your final project. I'd love to see them. Thanks for listening.